Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, today we are going to discuss something quite interesting. You are going to love it. So we are going to discuss how to set healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are very important. You need to set these because if you don't have a healthy boundary that you have set for yourself, every Tom, Dick, and Harry can walk into your life, can intrude into your privacy without thinking twice. And a lot of them will do this even without knowing that they have hurt you. So you need to set healthy boundaries that people will not cross, be it your relatives, your friends, your family members. They shouldn't cross those boundaries. So you need to set this and then let them know that you wouldn't want them to cross it. And you make sure that you enforce that boundaries. No matter who they are, they shouldn't cross that boundary at all. The truth is that if you refuse to set healthy boundaries for yourself, a lot of people can hurt you unknowingly, without even feeling it that they have hurt you. But once there is a healthy boundary there, they will know when not to cross it. No matter how they are close to you, no matter how related they are to you, they will know that they are not allowed to cross that particular boundary. One thing about healthy boundary is that it protects your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, and your spiritual health. So once you're able to set these boundaries, it protects all these things and it is good for you. You should do something that will please you and not just to please every other person out there and hurt yourself. No, you need to set a boundary that will please you, that will protect your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, and physical health. All these things are important. And if you're able to set these boundaries, it will go a very long way for you. So we are going to look at some of the examples of boundaries you can set for yourself and enforce it that nobody should cross it. And one of such is telling your friends not to go through your phone. There are lots of people, especially friends, who find it fun going through their friend's phone. They can scroll through your phone without any permission from you. They are so comfortable scrolling through your phone, watching videos, reading your messages, reading your WhatsApps, your messengers, your text messages, and they don't see it as anything. So you can actually set this boundary and tell them, no, I don't condone this. I don't accept it at all. I'm not comfortable with you going through my phone. Don't do that. So you can set this boundary and tell them, please do not go through my phone. It's not allowed. That's a very good boundary to set and also enforce it. Make sure that they don't cross that boundary. So number two boundary we are going to consider today is telling your family members or friends to always inform you before visiting. Yes, a lot of people do this a lot. People will leave their house coming to visit you, maybe as a family friend to them or as a friend to them without telling you that they are coming. They just visit unannounced. I don't like such at all. A lot of people do this and they don't take it as anything, but it's very wrong. So if you are the type that also don't like it, just like I don't, you can set this boundary and tell your relatives, your friends, no, inform me before you come to my place. You don't just leave your house and start coming to my place without informing me. No, that is very wrong. Some time ago I told the story about a family friend who normally visits us, comes all the way from Uyo. He won't inform us that he's coming, only for us to see somebody with a bag. Is either he's coming for a wedding in Port Harcourt, he will just dress up, carry his bag, and come to Port Harcourt without informing us, without any pre-information. We will just see him land with a bag. So he has been, the first time he did it, I just said maybe the thing just came up, or I don't want to reason it. But when I saw that he did it the second time and did it the third time, and I told my husband, why is this his friend behaving like this? How can he just leave Uyo and start coming to Port Harcourt without informing us? I mean, that's not right. Some people will go to or visit a friend or a family members. Once they get to their gate and their gate is locked, they will start calling. This is something they should have done before leaving their house. Why would they just come to somebody's house without informing them and you feel that the person will just stay in their house, relax and wait for you to arrive and then they will take care of you and all that? No, it's not right at all. It's not good. So If you're the type that don't also like this, just like I don't like it, and set this boundary and tell your relatives, please inform me before you visit. Don't just carry your bag and start coming without informing me. You know, a lot of people do this and still wonder what they think. Do you think that people will just, they have a lot at home, a lot of food at home that is waiting for you to arrive and then you come and enjoy? No, if you're coming to somebody's place, you need to tell the person for the person to also prepare for you. You don't just walk up to people's houses and that is all. Even if it's your relative, even if it's your friend, no, things are not done like that. You need to call, place a call first before you start going. So that's the second boundary. Then the third one we are going to consider is telling maybe your colleague not to address you with a particular title. You know, there are lots of people who don't really like this title, auntie, uncle, brother, and all that. So if you're the type that don't like such titles, you can just open up maybe to your colleagues in the office. They usually call you auntie, auntie Ifi, auntie Ifoma, auntie Nneka, and the rest. And you don't like that particular title, auntie. You can tell them to call you. If you're not married, they can call you Miss Ifi, or if you're married, they can call you Mrs. Ifi or address it by your husband's name, maybe Mrs. Emeka or and all that. So you can set that boundary and tell them, no, don't call me auntie. I do not like it. It's okay for you to set such boundary. Tell them I don't like anybody calling me aunt or auntie. Then enforce it and make sure they adhere to it. So there are people, have you ever wondered why some elderly women, I know I've seen a lot of them that you see them and call them mommy, they'll be like, why are you calling me mommy? Am I your mother? I believe you have not seen such or you have not experienced such before, but I've seen a lot of them. That you, as an elderly woman, you just address her as mommy. You see her, getting furious and tell you, that is not my name. Don't call me mommy. I'm not your mommy. And sometimes they will tell you, call me aunt or call me auntie, call me whatever, call me Mrs. or Miss, whichever one they want. Please follow whatever that they tell you to do. So a lot of people have set this boundary for themselves. I do not want anybody to address me as mommy. I only want auntie. I only want Miss or Mrs. Whichever one it is, let them just express themselves to you and then you also follow. All these things I'm saying, just as you want others to obey you in your boundaries, whichever boundaries you have set, that is also how you need to obey other people's own. So someone will not tell you to call him or her auntie and you start calling him mommy. No. Also respect their own boundary just as you want them to respect yours. It's a two-way thing. So that is how it is. So a lot of people don't really like some titles. Whichever one they want, please address them by that particular one. Avoid the one that they don't like. That is it. So the number four boundary you can set for yourself is telling your guests not to wear their shoes into your house. They can just leave it outside or remove it outside before coming in to avoid them bringing in dirt into your house. It's not a bad thing to do. As they are about walking into your house, you can tell them, please, can you remove your shoe outside to avoid you bringing sand into my house because I wouldn't want to start cleaning all over again. So it's a good boundary for you to set. If the person is not comfortable with it, that is fine. You won't be the one to tell me how to run my house. I will be the one to tell you how to run my house. So you can tell them, please, but you need to be polite with it. A lot of people don't really get it in this aspect. They talk to people anyhow. No, you need to do that politely. Please, can you remove your shoe outside so that you can't bring in sand into my house? I wouldn't want to start cleaning all over again. So I believe that anybody that is reasonable will reason with you and they will obey whatever you have said and remove it before coming into your house. And if the person is not comfortable with it, that is his own business. That is our own business. You've already set the boundary the way you want it. So don't allow anybody to, spoil it for you. Make sure that you enforce it as well. So number five boundary you can set is telling family members or friends not to go to your pot. Yes, especially family members, you need to Anyway, everybody are not the same. For me, I do not like it when family members will come to your house and they can walk to your pot, open your pot, dish out food by themselves without your consent. No, that is very wrong. I do not like it. I know that a lot of people also don't like this at all. So you need to set this boundary if you're not comfortable with it. Set this boundary and tell them not to go to my pot without my permission. Except I give you the permission to do so. Do not try that. You know, when I got married newly, I could remember one day one of my husband's niece visited. We actually stayed in the same town. So she just came from their house to visit and she will still go back. So I just noticed that immediately she came into the house, she went straight to the kitchen. Before I could say Jack, she had started opening my pot. I was like, what is that? What is that you're doing? Who gave you such rights? You don't have such rights. You're just coming in. Definitely, I know I will give you food, but not for you to go to my pot directly without informing me. What are you going there to do? To dish out food by yourself? For what? So I shunned her right from the beginning. I told her, never you try that again. You don't have such right to go to my pot without my permission. I set the boundary right away and she was able to obey it. Since that time up till this day, she has never tried it again because I gave her that boundary. Say no, you can't cross this boundary. You don't have such right to go into my kitchen and start opening my pot for what? I know that definitely I will give you food. And if you are so famished, you can tell me, auntie, I need food. Oh, no, 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 I cannot wait. Then I can tell you, oh, go to the kitchen and dish out food for yourself. I can do that by myself as well. Not for you to enter into my kitchen and start opening my pot. You don't try that. And you see a lot of people go to lots of family members who will visit and go to your fridge and start opening your fridge. Maybe if there are fruits there, they can afford, they can comfortably pick up any fruit from your fridge, granules and the rest and start eating without your permission. No, that is very wrong. So you can set these boundaries and tell them, no, I do not condone this. No, you don't have such rights. Even if you need them, tell me, inform me that you are interested in them. Then I can tell you to go ahead, not for you to just walk to my fridge, you open my fridge and pick whatever you like. Apart from water, water is okay. So, but not for you to go to my fridge and pick my things inside there, maybe my fruits or whatever, without informing me. No, that is very wrong. You can actually set this boundary and tell them not to cross it. That is okay. I know that there are people who do not take this as anything. They can allow people to move to their fridge, to their pot, and take whatever they want. Everybody are not the same. Someone like me, I don't like it. So you need to take permission from me before you do that. So number six boundary you can set for yourself is telling friends or your family members not to call you at a particular time. Maybe because they are always busy by that time, or maybe we are always asleep, we are always sleeping within that time. So you wouldn't want anybody to disturb you. You have such rights. You can set that boundary and tell you, please do not call me by 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 p.m., 5 p.m. Anytime you want, just tell them, do not call me by this time because I won't be available by then. So maybe because you are busy with some things, or maybe you are sleeping, you're just having some rest, and you wouldn't want anybody to disturb you. So it's a boundary you can set for yourself and tell them, no, don't call me by this time. I won't be available. And let them respect that boundary as well. As far as it will help your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and all that, then it's okay. So you just set the boundary and tell them, no, do not call me by this time, and that is it. So number seven boundary you can consider is telling people that are living with you not to enter your room without knocking. When you see a lot of people walk into your room without knocking, that's disrespect to you. So you can set that boundary and tell them, please do not walk into my room without knocking. That is what they're supposed to do. The etiquette there is that they're supposed to knock before they enter someone's room, and not just for them to walk into your room without knocking and they don't see it as anything. So a lot of people actually do this, they don't see it as anything, but it's very, very wrong. So you can set this boundary, especially if you know that maybe that particular person has been doing that, walking into your room without knocking. You can set the boundary and tell them, do not enter my room without knocking again. That's a very good boundary to set for yourself. Just set it and tell them, do not come into my room without knocking. And make sure you enforce it as well. Because if you don't do some of these things, people can step on your toe and they don't see it as anything. So setting these boundaries will help you and also help them not to, cross some certain limits. And it will also help you in maintaining your mental health and emotional health, physical health, spiritual health. It will help you maintain those things. But when people can afford to, you know, walk into your life, do whatever they want, step on your toes without looking back, then it's a serious problem. Then the next boundary you can set is putting a chart when necessary. Yes, there are some points that maybe you need to do some things and it's getting late and you just need to quit any kind of chat you are chatting. You can just quit it and tell the person, please, I want to read, I want to sleep, I want to do this, I want to cook. Please, can we postpone this chatting to next day or whenever? But you are okay or you are done with that particular chat at that very moment. So you want to use the time and do some other things. So you can tell the person, please, let's stop the chat for now. We can continue later. We can continue in the next 1 hour, in the next 2 hours, or the next day. You can continue the chat, and that is okay. Be it physical chats, maybe discussion, or it could be maybe the WhatsApp chats, messenger messages and the rest of them, whichever one he sees. So you can actually tell them, please, let's call it a quit for now. I have other things to take care of. So it's a good boundary you can set for yourself. It's not really a bad thing. Just tell them, no, we can stop this for now. We can stop the chats for now. We'll continue later. So you will have time for yourself and do the necessary things you're supposed to do, be it cooking, be it reading as a student, be it whatsoever. You will have time to do those things without anybody disturbing you. So you have the right to set a boundary and tell the person, no, we'll call it a quit for now. The chat can continue later. So in all, also learn how to respect other people's boundary as well, not just your own alone. Just like I said earlier, a lot of people always want to set their own boundary, but they can afford to cross other people's boundary. No, you also need to respect other people's boundary, just as you want them not to cross your own boundary. Do not also cross theirs. Also respect theirs as well. That is how it works. So as you want them to respect yours, also respect theirs as well. And whatever you know that somebody do to you, you will not be happy. Don't also do it to others. Just as you don't want people to enter into your house without knocking, do not go to another person's house and just walk into their bedroom without knocking. Do not go to somebody's house and wear your shoe inside the house without removing it outside. All these things I have mentioned, if you do not want all those things, also respect that in someone else's house. Also respect those boundaries in somebody else's life. So do not do these things that you wouldn't want anybody to do to you. The Bible says it that do unto others what you want them to do to you. So whatever you want them to do to you, let it be the ones you are doing to them as well. That is just it. It's a two-way thing. So just as you don't want them to cross those boundaries, do not cross their own boundaries as well. That is how it works. So guys, we are stopping it here for now. And please do remember to subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share this video. And bye for now.